New horror story. The boy who took Jacob's place wasn't human. I should have paid attention to why Jacob's desk stayed empty for 3 weeks after he disappeared. Our chemistry teacher, Mr. Harrison, kept assigning lab partners around Jacob's absence like he'd just called in sick. Nobody talked about the police interviews or the search parties that combed through Millbrook Forest behind the school. We just worked around the empty chair and pretended 17-year-old kids don't just vanish without explanation. Then Marcus Kellaway transferred in. He took Jacob's desk without question, sliding into our morning routine like he'd always been there. Same height as Jacob, same build, same nervous habit of tapping his pen during lectures. The similarities bothered me, but I figured all teenage boys look alike when you're not paying attention. Marcus knew things he shouldn't know. Our inside jokes, our teacher's quirks, the combination to the broken locker that Jacob used to share with his girlfriend Emma. When I mentioned it to Emma, she just stared at me with this blank expression and said she'd never heard of anyone named Jacob. That's when I started keeping a notebook. Day 1. Marcus knew exactly where to sit in the cafeteria, taking Jacob's usual spot without hesitation. Day 3, he referenced a conversation about last month's basketball game that only Jacob would remember. Day 7, he wore Jacob's lucky red hoodie, the one with the tear in the left pocket that Jacob's mom had refused to replace. The handwriting was the worst part. During our chemistry lab, I watched Marcus write his name at the top of his worksheet. The letters started as different shapes, then slowly morphed into Jacob's distinctive scrawl. By the time he finished writing Marcus Kellaway, the signature looked exactly like Jacob's handwriting. I confronted him after school, cornering him by the bike racks where Jacob used to wait for his ride. "I know who you are," I said. Marcus looked at me with Jacob's eyes, that same half-smile Jacob used when he was about to make a joke. "I'm Marcus Kellaway. I transferred here from Portland. You're wearing Jacob's hoodie. This old thing. Got it at a thrift store. But when he turned to leave, I saw it clearly. The scar on the back of his neck, thin and surgical, running from his hairline to his collar. Fresh stitches, barely healed, like someone had opened his skull and sealed it back up. That night, I broke into the school's administrative office. Marcus's transfer file contained documents from a Portland high school that had burned down 5 years ago. His birth certificate listed parents who died in a car accident before he was born. His medical records showed treatments for a condition called personality integration disorder, at a facility that didn't exist. The final document made my hands shake. A death certificate for Marcus Kellaway, dated 3 months ago. Cause of death: surgical complications during experimental neurological procedure. I found Jacob's body the next morning. He was hanging from the basketball hoop in the school gymnasium, dressed in Marcus's clothes, his face arranged in Marcus's unfamiliar features. A note pinned to his chest read, "Identity transfer complete. Previous host no longer required." The thing wearing Jacob's body sat in Marcus's desk that morning, using Jacob's mannerisms, speaking with Jacob's voice. When our eyes met across the classroom, it smiled with Jacob's mouth and mouthed a single word: "Next." After school, I felt the surgical scar forming on the back of my own neck. Thank you for listening. If you really like the story, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more daily horror stories. Thanks.